Samuel died, and all the Israelites were gathered together, and lamented him, and buried him in his house. And Ramah and David arose and went down to the wilderness of the Paran. And there was a man in Mara, whose portion were the Carmel, and the man was very great, and he had 3,000 sheep and 1,000 goats, and he was shearing his sheep. And come now, in the name of the man was Nabal, and the name of his wife was Abigail, and she was a woman of good and understanding, and of a beautiful constance. But the man was cherished and evil in his doings, and he was of the house of Joab. And David here in the wilderness that Nabal did shear his sheep. And David sent out 10 young men, and David said unto the young men, Get you up the Carmel, and go to Nabal, and greet him in my name. And thus shall say to him that liveth in the prosperity, Peace be both to thee, and peace be to thy house, and peace be unto all that thou hast. And now I have heard that thou hast sheared now thy shepherds which were with us. We heard them not, near was there aught missing unto them. And all the while they were in Carmel, as the young men, and they will shew thee. Wherefore let the young men find forever in thy eyes, for we come in a good day. Give, I pray thee, whatsoever cometh to thy head, unto the servant and to thy son David. And when David's young men came, they spoke to Nabal according to those words in the name of David, and ceased. And Nabal answered David's servant and said, Who is David, and who is the son of Jesse? There be many servants now a day that break away, every man must from his master. Shall I then take my bread and water and my flesh, and that I have killed for my shears, and give it unto me men whom I know not which they be? So David's young men turned their way, and went again, and came and told him all these servants. And David said unto his house, his men, Gird ye on every man his sword. And they girded on every man his sword, and David also girded on his sword. And there went up after David 400 men, and 200 abide by the staff. But one of the young men told Abigail, Nabal's wife, saying, Behold, David sent messengers out of the wilderness to salute our master, and he railed on them. But the men were very good unto us, and we were not hurt, neither missed we anything, as long as we were conserved with them when we were in fields. They were a wall unto us, but by night, a day, all the while we were with them, keeping the sheep. Now therefore know and consider what thou came down by the covenant of the hill. Behold, David and his men came down against her, and she met them. Now David had said, Surely in vain have I kept all that this fellow had in the wilderness, so that nothing was missed of all that pertained unto him, and he had required me evil for good. So and more also do good unto the enemies. And David, if I leave of all pertain to him by the morning light, any that proceedeth against the wall. And when Abigail saw David, she hastened and lightened off her ass, and fell before David on her face, and bowed herself to the ground, and fell at his feet, said, Upon me, my Lord, upon me, let this inquiry be, and let thy handsman, I pray thee, speak in thy audience, and hear the words of thy handsmaid. Let not my Lord, I pray thee, regard this man of Balaam and Nabal, for his name is so. Is he Nabal his name? And fully is with him, but I thy handsman saw not the young men of my Lord, whom thou didst send. Now therefore, my Lord, as the Lord liveth and thy soul liveth, seeing the Lord had withhidden thee from coming to shed blood, from avenge thyself from thy own hand. Now let thy enemies and they that seek evil to my Lord be as known. And now this blessing which thy handsmaid hath brought unto my Lord, let it even be given unto the young men that I follow my Lord. I pray thee forgive the trespasses for thy handsman, for the Lord will continue make my Lord as sure house, because my Lord fought the battle of the Lord, and evil had not been found in thee all the days ye men is risen to pursue thee and seek to thy soul. But the soul of my Lord shall be bound in the bundle of life with the Lord thy God, and the souls of thy enemies, them shall he slain out of the middle of the sling. And it shall come to pass, when the Lord shall have done to my Lord according to all the good, the Lord according to all my good that he had spoken concerning thee, and shall have appointed the ruler over Israel, that this shall be no grief under thee, nor office of heart unto my Lord, either that thou hast shed blood, console, or that my Lord has advantaged himself. But when the Lord shall have dwelt well with my Lord, then remember thy handsman. And David said unto Abigail, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, which sent thee this day to meet me. And abide, blessed be thy advance, and blessed be thou which hast kept me this day from coming to shed blood, and from the average myself with my own hands. For in very dead deed as the Lord God of Israel liveth with, has kept me back from hurting thee, except thou hast the past against the will. So David received of her hand that which she had brought him, and said unto her, Go up in peace to thy house. See, I have hearkened to thy voice, and have accepted thy person. And Abigail came Nashbel, and behold, he held feast in the house like the feast of a king of Nabal. Heart was married within him, for he was very drunken, wherefore she told him not less or more unto the morning light. But it came to pass in the morning, when the wine was gone out of Nabal, and his wife had told him these things, that his heart died within him, and he became as stone. And it came to pass about 10 days after, the Lord smote Nabal and died. And when David heard that Nabal was dead, he said, Blessed be the Lord that had pleased the cause of my reproach from the hand of Nabal, and had kept his servant from evil, for the Lord had returned the wicked of Nabal upon his own head. And David sent the command with Abigail to take her to him to wife. And when the servant of David were to come, Abigail to control then spake unto her, saying, David sent us unto thee to take thee to him to wife. And she arose and bowed herself on her face to the earth, and said, Behold, let there thine handmaid be servant to wash the feet of the servant of my Lord. And Abigail hastened and arose and rode upon the ass with 5 dismissal of her that went after her, and she went after the messenger of David, become his life. David also took home Jezreel, and they were also both of them his wife. But Saul had given Mary his daughter, David's wife, and to Phanan the son of Lash, which was Gad.